Hello everyone, today we're going to learn about solving algebraic fraction equations. So the most important thing you need to remember is that you need to write them as a single fraction. So write as a single fraction before solve for x. So we have 1 over x plus 7 over 8x. So how are we adding fractions? So remember, when we're adding a fraction, we need to have the same denominator. So remember, the bottom is denominator and the top is our numerator in a fraction. So we want to find the same common denominator will be 8x. So the first one, 1 over x to something over 8x. So we multiply the denominator by 8. Therefore, we need to multiply the numerator by 8. So 1 times 8, then plus. So the second part is 7 over 8x. The denominator is already 8x, so we don't need to change anything. So it just be plus 7 equals 5. Then to simplify this, so 1 times 8 is 8, plus 7 would equals to 15 over 8x equals 5. Then just solve as a normal fraction, so 15 would equals to 5 times 8x, which is 15 equals 40x. Therefore, x would equals to 15 divided by 40, and we can simplify this to 3 over 8, because 15 divided by 5 is 3, and 40 divided by 5 is 8. Let's look at another example. Example 2. So this time you have 2x plus 6 divided by 3 plus 6x minus 6 over 2 equals 5. Again, we always need to write as a single fraction, and remember, they need to have the common denominator. So the common denominator would be 6, because we multiply 3 times 2. So for the first part, so we multiply the 3 by 2, therefore we need to multiply our numerator by 2 as well. So it'll be 2 bracket 2x plus 6 plus, so for the second fraction, we multiplied by 3. So the numerator also needs to be multiplied by 3. So 3, 6x minus 6, which is equals to 5. So this, so we have 2x plus 6. So 3 times 2 is 6 equals 5. So we know that. So now we can multiply both sides by 6. So we have 2 bracket 2x plus 6 plus 3. So 6 times 5 is 30. So expand our bracket. So we have 2 times 2 is 4x. 2 times 6 is plus 12, plus 3 times 6x is 18x, 3 times minus 6 is minus 18, and equals to 30. So let's simplify. So 4x plus 18x is 22x, 12 minus 18 is minus 6, equals to 30. So we have 22 x equals to, so we plus 6 on both sides, so it's going to equals to 36. So our x would equals to 36 divided by 22, and simplify this, divide the top and bottom both by 2, so we get 18 over 11. So make sure you have all the examples copied down in your book. Okay, and the last example is more complicated. So example 3. So this might look a lot. So we have 5 over 2x minus 5 plus 2 over x minus 7 equals 1. So again, we need to write as a single fraction. So, and the single fraction, they need to have a common denominator. So in this case, it's going to be 2x minus 5, x minus 7 would be the common denominator. Then we do our multiplication. So 5, so we times the bottom by x minus 7, so our numerator also needs to be multiplied by x minus 7. Plus, since we multiplied the second one, the denominator by 2x minus 5, so our numerator needs to multiply by 2x minus 5, and it's equals to 1. Let's expand our bracket. So we have 5 times x is 5x, 5 times minus 7 is minus 35, plus 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times by minus 5 is minus 10. Expand our double bracket, so 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times by minus 7 is minus 14x. Minus 5 times x is minus 5x. Minus 5 multiplied by minus 7 is plus 35 plus 1. So let's simplify our expression. So 5x plus 4x is 9x. Minus 35 minus 10 is minus 45. And our denominator, we have 2x squared. So minus 14x minus 5x is minus 19x plus 35 equals 1. So similarly to before, so we are going to multiply the denominator on both sides. So we have 9x minus 45 is equals, so 1 multiply the whole denominator, so we get the same, so 2x squared minus 19x plus 35. So now is a quadratic equation which we could solve. So remember, so it's something we learned from last lesson. So remember, to solve a quadratic equation, we need to make our equation look in this format. So ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So let's rearrange to make our equation like this format. So we have 2x squared, so minus 19x, then we minus the 9x, so plus 35, then plus 45. Is equals to, and this is equals to 0. So simplify this, we have 2x squared minus 19 minus 9, which is minus 28, x. Plus 35 plus 45 is plus 80 equals to 0. So it's a quadratic equation, so we can solve to find x. So to factorize easily, we can just halve the whole equation. So we have x squared minus 14x plus 40 equals 0. So factorize. So we have x and x in both brackets, and so remember, so two numbers multiplied to give you 40, and so to factorize, we need to have two numbers multiplied to give you plus 40 and add to give you minus 14, which is going to be minus 4 and minus 10, which equals to 0. Therefore, we know x is going to be equals to 4, or x equals to 10. So we have two answers when it's a quadratic equation.